Hello, another Flintshire market update. So what's been happening in the local market in the month of April? So we're on April the 26th and I'm going to compare it to this time last year from the 1st of April 2023 to the 26th of April 2023, and also look at last month as well and just see what the general trajectory of the market is doing. So really good month again here at Keystone. We are absolutely flying at the moment. Put 16 properties on the board so far this month. We have had 19 new instructions as well so far this month, with a load of properties in the pipeline as well. We're negotiating on quite a few properties right now. I think we're going to end the month closer to 20. Everything's going really well. The market generally, I feel, is really busy, certainly in comparison to this time last year, and the figures all back that up. And I think even sort of going on what's happened so far this year, I think generally the market now is gathering proper momentum. We are starting to see some properties go for above the asking price. We had, I'm not going to say where it is, but we had a property on for 385,000. We put it on the market. We got a load of interest, decided straight away in the pre-marketing period to edge it to offers over 385 because of the level of interest. And lo and behold, we had 7 viewings on the first weekend, sold the property at 400,000, so 15,000 more than the asking price. Quite a funny story. We hadn't even told the vendor that we put offers over. He lived down south and just literally just said, get on with it, you know, leave you to it, trust what you're doing. Anyway, it was a nice phone call for Sammy to make to him to tell him that we got 15k more than the asking price. Obviously, he was absolutely made up. That's happening a little bit more regularly as well. Now we had another property, again, I won't say where, we got £6,000 over the asking price. You can just see the market's really starting to pick up. I mean, the figures, like I said, back it up. This time last month, we booked 78 viewings in. That's up slightly, 83 viewings this month. Buyer registrations, this is a big one. 99 last month, new buyer registrations, 143 this month. So everything is starting to go a little bit now. Compared to this time last year, sold subject to contract, we put 12 on the board. This year, 16, as I said. Instructions last year in that time period, 14. Now this month we're on 19. And the market as well, 134 sold subject to contract in that time period last year, 161 this year. Instructions 188. This is overall in Flintshire, so 134 SSTC, 161 this year, and then new instructions 188 last year, 225 this year. So real good signs for the market. I read a report somewhere on the news that Flintshire's bucking the trend in Wales, and that this area house prices are going up, but I would probably agree with that, but only slightly. You know, you've still got to bear in mind that last year there was certainly a fall in Flintshire. Not crazy, but I think, as I've said on these market updates, about a 3 or 4% fall last year. I would say that the market is starting to edge up now a little bit. We're not by any stretch of the imagination going mad, but it is starting to go up, I would say. So that makes what I'm going to say next even more important. We've had a lot of people recently that are not on the market, but are wanting to view properties, wanting to line themselves up and find something before they put theirs on the market. Big mistake, because the market is starting to move, and it's very likely that the property that you're going for is going to sell before you manage to sell yours. But think of it this way. So I go out to value a property. and I give someone a valuation, and I'm giving them that valuation in mind that I've got a reasonable amount of time to sell the property. If you're then saying to me, look, Ben, we found somewhere, we really want it, we want to go for it, can you sell ours now? Well, that's a different conversation, because to sell yours quick, we've probably got to bring it down under market value, perhaps 10, 15 grand less than what it would have been previously, when we've got plenty of time to sell it and do the pre-marketing and use the proven process that Keystone uses to get the best price, as opposed to in this situation, obviously you've got to sell it quick, so the price has got to be lower. And then you're wanting to buy that property that's just come on the market. Well, they're not going to lower the price because they've only just come on the market, so you're going to have to pay full asking price on that and probably take 10, 15 grand less on your property. And when all's said and done, you're probably 20 grand down. It's dead important to get yourself in a position to buy. There's no more important time than now, when the market's starting to move. And we can manage the expectations of any buyers that come in. If somebody comes in on yours and you haven't found anywhere, well, and we're saying to that buyer, okay, what's your position? What's the situation? Oh, well, my buyer's pushing me. I've got to be moving pretty quick. Well, that's the wrong buyer for you, because you need time to go and find somewhere. Whereas a buyer comes along that's perhaps in rented accommodation, that has got plenty of time to give you because they're in rented accommodation. They say, look, we love the property, we're prepared to wait. We'll give, the vendors 2-3 months to find somewhere. That's your buyer. And that's how you do it. It's not, you don't wait for a property to come on and then go for it, because you're putting yourself in a real bad negotiating position, because you haven't sold yours, and whatever offer you put on that one, it's not really an offer. The estate agent isn't going to take you very seriously. Whereas if you've sold, you're then saying, well, look, I'm in a position to buy, mine's sold to a first-time buyer or whatever it might be, and I want to offer X amount. It might be 5-10 grand less than the asking price, and you've got a good chance then of perhaps the vendor considering that, because you're in a position to buy. So that, for this month, is one of my biggest things, and hopefully you've took that away from this month's market update. So all positive, all good. Look forward to speaking to you next month. Thanks for watching.